Sage the Dragon, Episode 5, The Committees. Human civilization responds to unexpected events with admirable consistency. When confronted with the unknown, humans immediately organize three things: meetings, investigations, and press conferences. By mid-morning, the desert around Sage's meteor had acquired all three. Helicopters circled cautiously overhead. Military vehicles formed neat lines in the sand. Temporary tents appeared as if grown from the ground overnight. Inside those tents, humans were discussing the dragon. Outside the meteor, the astronauts were answering questions. Mostly the same questions. Yes, there is a dragon. Yes, he gave us tea. No, the tea did not appear poisonous. Yes, the gingerbread cake was excellent. Some officials were finding this deeply unsatisfactory. One of those officials had just arrived. General Marcus Halvorsen, United States Army, 5-star command authority over several things he was not yet willing to name, stepped out of a helicopter and stared at the meteor. The meteor stared back. Halvorsen had spent 40 years in the military. He had encountered many unusual technologies. None of them had been inhabited by dragons. He turned to his staff. "Contain the site," he said. They nodded. Several teams approached the meteor cautiously. Inside the crystal chamber, Sage was watching the proceedings through a hovering display. He stirred his tea thoughtfully. "Predictable," he murmured. Humans were already attempting to deploy several electronic scanning systems. The meteor politely ignored them. Outside, a group of soldiers approached with detection equipment. Their devices flickered. Displayed readings became unusual. One screen began displaying recipes for gingerbread. Another began playing music from the 1970s. A third calmly announced, "Hello, please do not point that at my house." The technicians looked at each other. "That wasn't in the software," one said. Inside the meteor, Sage sighed gently. Dragon technology preferred polite communication. Unfortunately, humans often required demonstration. Meanwhile, a very different group had arrived. Several news vehicles bounced across the desert. Satellite uplinks deployed. Cameras began pointing toward the mysterious asteroid. One journalist in particular had pushed her way to the front. Her name was Emily Carter. She hosted a small but energetic news channel on both YouTube and Rumble, where she specialized in commentary about government secrecy, institutional incompetence, and the importance of asking inconvenient questions. Emily Carter had not expected those questions to involve dragons. She adjusted her microphone. Behind her, the meteor glittered quietly in the sun. "Good afternoon," she said into the camera. "We are reporting live from what appears to be the most unusual press event in modern history." Behind her, General Halvorsen was attempting to establish control of the situation. He had ordered a technical team to access the meteor systems. They had found a door. The door had found them. When the technicians approached it, the ground around them suddenly became buoyant. Not dramatically, just enough. The entire group slowly lifted off the sand. About 1 meter. They floated gently in the air. "General," one of them called, "gravity appears to be malfunctioning." Halvorsen stared. Nearby soldiers attempted to grab the floating technicians. They also floated. Inside the meteor, Sage made a small adjustment to the local gravity field. "Non-lethal deterrence," he explained to himself. "Educational." The soldiers drifted slowly in the air, rotating slightly as they attempted to regain their footing. One of them grabbed a nearby crate. The crate floated too. General Halvorsen pinched the bridge of his nose. "This is unacceptable," he said. Nearby, a K9 unit had arrived. 2 trained detection dogs had been brought forward to inspect the meteor. The dogs sniffed the air. Then they stopped. One of them sat down. The other looked thoughtfully at its handler. Then it spoke. "Excuse me," the dog said clearly. "I believe we should discuss our working conditions." The handler dropped the leash. The dog continued. "We would also like to form a union." Inside the meteor, Sage paused. "Ah," he said. Perhaps that adjustment was slightly excessive. The dog continued speaking. "We have several proposals regarding snack allocation and nap scheduling." Nearby soldiers stared in disbelief. General Halvorsen looked at his staff. Tell me that dog did not just unionize. Meanwhile, Emily Carter was still broadcasting live. Her camera had captured the floating soldiers. It had captured the talking dog. It had also captured the meteor's door opening slowly. A warm glow spilled outward. Inside the doorway stood a large green dragon holding a teapot. Sage looked at the assembled humans with mild interest. His voice appeared calmly inside every mind present. "Good afternoon," he said politely. "You all appear to be having a complicated day." Emily Carter lowered her microphone slightly. For the first time since arriving, she was completely speechless. General Halvorsen stared at the dragon. Then he looked at the floating soldiers. Then at the talking dog. Then back at the dragon. "Sir," he said carefully, "I would like to request an explanation." Sage nodded. "Certainly," he said. "Would you care for some tea?"